Before I start, if you enjoy deeply emotional, real-life storytelling like this, take a second to subscribe to the channel, and when you're done listening, share your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. I still remember the exact moment everything broke. Not shattered all at once. Not some loud, dramatic explosion. No, it cracked quietly, like glass under pressure. It started with a text. It wasn't even meant for me. Her phone buzzed on the kitchen counter while she was upstairs in the shower. I wasn't snooping. I wasn't suspicious, at least not yet. I was just standing there, rinsing a coffee mug, when the screen lit up. Last night meant more than it should have. No name. Just a number. But the preview was enough. Something in my chest tightened. Not panic, not anger, just confusion. The kind that creeps in slowly, like your brain refusing to catch up to what your eyes just read. I stared at the screen longer than I should have. Then it buzzed again. We can't keep pretending it didn't happen. I don't know why I picked it up. Maybe I already knew. Maybe some part of me had been collecting pieces for weeks. Missed calls, quiet arguments, the way she'd started turning her phone face down. Maybe I just didn't want to be the man who ignored the obvious. So I unlocked it. And everything changed. My name is Daniel. I've been married to my wife, Claire, for 8 years. We met in college. She had this laugh that made people turn their heads, not because it was loud, but because it was real. Effortless. Honest. She was the kind of person you trusted without realizing it. And for years I did. We built a life together. Not perfect, but solid. A house with creaky floors, Sunday grocery runs, late-night movies we never finished. And my sister-in-law, Emily, she was always around. Claire's younger sister. Funny, sarcastic, a little reckless, but harmless. At least, that's what I thought. We were close. Not in a strange way. Just family. Holidays, birthdays, random drop-ins. She called me Dan, like she'd known me her whole life. I never questioned it. I never had a reason to. Until that night. I wish I could say I slammed the phone down and confronted Claire immediately. But I didn't. I scrolled. God help me, I scrolled. The messages weren't long. That's what made them worse. Short. Careful. Like two people trying not to leave evidence, but failing anyway. And then I saw the name. Emily. My hands went cold. At first, my brain rejected it. There had to be another Emily. There had to be some mistake. But there were photos. Not explicit. Not even close. Just intimate. Inside jokes. Selfies taken too close together. A picture of my living room, taken at night, when I was out of town last week. That's when the memories started rearranging themselves. Emily visiting more often. Claire insisting I take that solo work trip. The way they'd both acted a little off when I got back. It all clicked into place with a sickening clarity. I felt like I was standing outside my own life, watching someone else realize they'd been played. When Claire came downstairs, her hair still damp, she smiled at me like nothing was wrong. "Hey," she said softly. "You're still up." I was sitting at the kitchen table, her phone in front of me. I didn't say anything. I just looked at her. And I watched the moment her world started to unravel. Her smile faltered first. Then her eyes dropped, to the phone. Then back to me. There was a pause. Just a second. But it said everything. "Daniel," she started. And that was it. No denial. No confusion. Just my name. "Is it true?" I asked. My voice didn't sound like mine. It was too calm. Too controlled. Like if I let even a little emotion in, I'd lose it completely. She didn't answer right away. And that silence, it was louder than anything she could have said. Finally, she whispered, "I didn't mean for it to happen." I laughed. I couldn't help it. Not because it was funny, but because it was the most absurd thing I'd ever heard. "You didn't mean for it to happen?" I repeated. "You accidentally slept with my sister-in-law?" Her face crumpled. "It wasn't like that." "Then what was it like, Claire?" My voice broke then. And I hated that it did. Because suddenly I wasn't calm anymore. I was just broken. She told me everything. Or at least, her version of everything. It started innocently. That's always how these stories begin. Late-night conversations. Confiding in each other. Me working too much. Emily feeling lost. Claire feeling unseen. And somewhere along the line, boundaries blurred. Lines crossed. And then one night, they didn't stop themselves. It was a mistake, she kept saying. But it wasn't just one night. I knew that. The messages proved it. The way she avoided my eyes proved it. This wasn't a mistake. It was a choice. Repeated. I left that night. Didn't pack much. Just a bag, my keys, and whatever was left of my dignity. I drove aimlessly for hours before ending up at a cheap motel on the edge of town. I didn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw them. Not even in detail, just the idea of them. Together. In my house. In my life. Replacing me without even telling me I was being replaced. The days that followed were a blur. Claire called. Texted. Left voicemails. Emily reached out too. That one, that hurt the most. Because she didn't even sound guilty. Just conflicted. I didn't mean to hurt you, Dan, she said in one message. And I remember thinking, then why did you? I stopped answering. Not because I didn't want answers, but because I already had them. And no explanation was going to fix what they broke. Weeks turned into months. I filed for divorce. Didn't fight. Didn't argue. Just let it end. The house. She kept it. Most of the furniture. Didn't matter. The only thing I couldn't take back was time. 8 years. Gone. And then came Thanksgiving. I almost didn't go. My parents insisted. Don't let this isolate you, my mom said. You still have family. Family. The word felt different now. Fragile. Temporary. But I went anyway. Mostly because I didn't want to spend the day alone. I wasn't expecting them to be there. Claire. And Emily. Sitting at the same table like nothing had happened. Like we were still one big, happy family. The room went quiet when I walked in. You could feel the tension immediately. My mom looked confused. My dad looked angry. And me? I just felt tired. Claire stood up first. Daniel, she said softly. I didn't respond. Emily didn't even look at me. Dinner was awkward. Polite conversation layered over something much darker. No one knew what to say. No one wanted to be the one to say it. Until finally, I think we should talk, Claire said. Of course she did. We stepped outside. Cold air. Quiet street. No distractions. Just the two of us. And everything that was left unsaid. I miss you, she said. Just like that. Simple. Direct. Too late. I looked at her for a long time before answering. I used to miss you too, I said. Her eyes filled with tears. I made a mistake. No, I interrupted gently. You made a series of choices. She flinched. I forgave you, she said suddenly. That caught me off guard. For what? I asked. For not being there, she whispered. For pulling away. For making me feel alone. I nodded slowly. Maybe I did, I admitted. Maybe I wasn't perfect. I stepped closer, not out of love, but clarity. But I never betrayed you. That landed. Hard. She broke down then. Real tears. Real regret. But it didn't move me the way it used to. Because something inside me had already shifted. I hope you find happiness, Claire, I said quietly. And I meant it. Just not with me. I didn't talk to Emily that night. Didn't need to. Some silences say more than words ever could. When I left, my mom hugged me a little tighter than usual. My dad just nodded. Proud. Understanding. And as I drove away, I realized something. I hadn't lost everything. I thought I did. In the beginning, it felt like my entire life had been ripped away. But Thanksgiving showed me the truth. I didn't lose everything. I lost people who were willing to lose me. And that's not the same thing.